which case he'll be accelerating to in excess of 500 miles an hour and pulling up into a loop, topping out at some 4,000 feet. Like that are really hard on the inner ear. Quite often aerobatic pilots, if they've done a number of rolls in one direction, will then reset the fluid in the inner ear by rolling in the opposite direction, but not Nathan. Back in on 45. -3 negative turn. Straight back in on the B axis towards us, pulling up into a loop. Such as this, before coming back down the line, initially holding the aircraft on the knife edge, and from that he'll be rolling it inverted and pushing it away from you, again -3G, and climbing inverted to about 3,500 feet. Setting up for the high-speed pass, and we've just had some changes to the regulations in the UK.
now the transition from the high-speed element of the show to the more relaxed, relatively slow speed. So, setting up for a slow-speed roll and pass, followed by a slow loop, utilising all of the power of these EJ200s.
Now we can't stress enough with so many of the aircraft in the display, apart from the likes of the Air Defence Alert in the UK, in the Falkland Islands, and as part of numerous NATO air policing efforts.
Firstly, when he lands, please do give him a very big wave. But secondly, at 16:45, that's 4:45, he will be down at the RIAT experience to sign autographs, to talk to members of the public, to explain what it's like being in the Royal Air Force and in particular a Typhoon pilot, but at the same time, wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. You should say the Typhoon display team for 2025 is raising money for a charity very dear to the Air Tattoo's heart, Flying Scholarships for Disabled People, set up in 1983 by the two co-founders of this air show, the late Paul Bowen and our current vice patron Tim Prince, as a memorial to Group Captain Douglas Barder. Very unusual indeed. Yes, Flying Scholarships for Disabled People has enabled many people with varying disabilities to achieve their aviation dreams. It's a great organisation. They've got a stand here in the public area and of course a website where you can find out a great deal more. And once again, great to have the Typhoon flying on sustainable aviation fuel throughout this Air Tattoo weekend.